I think a lot of us love an AFK method, pretty much having your brain off while playing the game. You're still clicking, but you're not really thinking. You can do it while watching YouTube, a TV show, and your only contribution can be just muscle memory hitting the same spot every couple of minutes. You could also be gaming. What you're doing on the other tab doesn't really matter, but you're doing something that lets your bank grow while you're doing literally anything else. First one I love to do is Anglerfish. I completely forgot how good Anglerfish were until I came back to them recently. If you've already got 82 fishing, then all you need is some sandworms for bait. A fish barrel does make a big difference here, so if you have one, bring it. The spot does move occasionally, so this would be slightly less mobile friendly because you have to glance at the screen every few minutes, but it's still pretty good. It's still definitely AFK, but not quite the same AFK that some people would want. The money is surprisingly decent. Anglers are one of the most used PVM foods in the game, mainly because of the overhill. They're used in raids, high level bossing, so I'd never really suggest to sell the stack unless you don't do any of that at any point. If you're already grinding fishing and you've got 82, there's not really much reason to not at least give it a go. Sacred eels are like the weird cousin of Karambwans. You need 87 fishing, and the difference is you don't just sell the eel, you knife them after catching them. This gives you Zulrah scales and a chunk of cooking XP. Blowpipes, tridents, the serp helm, all of these use Zulrah scales. People are always charging them, so Zulrah scales never stop selling. I wouldn't even want to know how much I've spent on Zulrah scales in my time. The fishing spot does move eventually, but not as often as other methods. So they're still very AFK compared to a lot of other fishing methods. Make sure to have a fish barrel and then check back every now and then and you're good. The pet is available here as well if you're pet hunting, although the rate is pretty bad. It isn't the craziest GP in the world, but it's one of those methods where you slowly build up a nice stack of scales without really noticing. Infernal Eels is something I spent so much time at. You need 80 fishing and you'll need to access the inner part of Mort UI Rec, which means you need a fire cape. And you're also going to need the ice gloves, an oily fishing rod and some bait. The reason this method is really good and why I spent so much time here, it's very good for less clicks. The catch rate is slow, like very slow. At face value that sounds really bad, but it's amazing for AFK because of the longer gaps. The less you need to look at the screen, the more you can interact with whatever else you're doing. And what I mainly love about them, if you have a hammer you can get lava scale shards, as well as Tokkul and the occasional onyx bolt tip. The lava scale shards can be used to make extended super anti-fire potions. These are also used in a lot of PVM content. It's a very chill method and you'll make millions on the way to 99. Every player in the game has used Cannonballs at least once. These are very easy to sell as well. You need 35 smithing and the dwarf cannon quest complete. That's pretty much the entire bar of entry. Bring steel bars and ammo mold and take them to a furnace. Then all you have to do is smelt. The double ammo mold from the Giant's Foundry doubles your output per smelt, which is definitely a nice upgrade to get. It's obviously fine without it, but with it it's just a quality of life upgrade. The profit per hour isn't insane but decent. The AFK timer at the furnace is one of the longest in the game. You can leave for several minutes per smelt cycle. Steel bars move around a lot in price, so before you commit, check the market price at the moment. If you want to enter the giveaway for a chance at a bond, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like this video and tell me a good or your favourite AFK moneymaker. As well as catching Karambwans, cooking them is very good. The raw to cooked has had a positive margin for years, so you can literally just buy raw Karambwans off the GE, cook them and sell them straight back. You don't even need to fish them yourself if you don't want to. At 99 cooking you will stop burning Karambwans. You can also go to the Hosidious kitchen as the burn reduction helps a lot. Either way your click cycle is going to be pretty similar every time. You withdraw, cook all of them, wait, deposit and repeat. This is an AFK video, but if you did want to tick cook them, this also cooks them very fast. It's such a simple method and very good for money. To do plank make you need 86 magic with both lunar diplomacy and dream mentor complete, but those quests are probably the hardest thing to get completed. You cast plank make on a full inventory, the animation runs for about a minute and a half, you bank, cast again and that's it. That's the rotation. And mahogany planks are so easy to sell. Not only is it good GP, it's a very relaxing method. To kill brutal black dragons you need 77 Slayer. They're located in the catacombs of Karend. The important part is you have Dragonfire protection. Whether that's an extended super anti-fire, a dragon shield, a dragonfire ward, it doesn't really matter, just make sure you have one. Once you have that, it does very little damage to you, and the whole method becomes very relaxed. The kills are slower than something like gargoyles, but every kill feels very worthwhile. Black dragon hide, dragon bones, rune items, and there's always that tiny chance of seeing the draconic visage. You don't really need to spend so much on supplies, which is another plus. Your prayer's gonna last for ages and you aren't consistently banking. It's one of those methods that can quietly build your cash stack over time. If you have 77 Slayer, then why not give it? Mining Amethyst might be the worst method on this list. It might be one of those I'd rather do literally anything else, but not for everyone. To do it you need 92 mining, and you can do it in the mining guild in Falador. The Varrock 4 armor gives you a chance at a second ore per mine, and then the Falador Elite Diary opens up a second Amethyst area. The actual mining is very slow, like 15 seconds per ore, which definitely sounds very painful, but it's definitely good if you want to AFK. The wait time between actions is so long, but if you've got 92 mining, it's basically free GP while you're literally doing anything else. Bring a chisel if you want to turn them into Amethyst bolt tips or Amethyst dart tips. Sometimes it's more profitable, sometimes it's not, so it's definitely worth checking the prices first. An unsexy moneymaker is crafting blood runes, but it's been carrying mains and ironmen alike for years. You need 77 rune crafting to do it, plus you need Sins of the Father completed so you can access Darkmire. The method has 3 parts. Mine dense essence blocks in Arceus, convert them into dark essence, then craft them into blood runes. The dense essence mining is the AFK part. You can happily sit there while doing something else, and every so often run a batch over to the blood altar. The blood runes are always useful. People burn through them constantly. You're definitely not going to have any trouble selling them. High Alkin definitely has to be an honourable mention. You only need 55 magic. There's so many profitable items, and alch every spare tick you have while running, doing agility, or so many other things in the game. It's free magic XP and decent money. Mining shooting stars can be decent as well, but this is only at the higher tier stars. The mining is so AFK, like 7 minutes per click, and Stardust can make you some money. Bird snares and box traps for low level hunter. It's not amazing money, but passive XP and plus a small income if you're a low level. The thing I've noticed about money in OSRS, the methods that actually make people rich aren't always the crazy 3 million GP per hour methods. It can sometimes be the boring ones. The ones that you don't mind doing for a few hours because you're doing something else. That's how you accidentally log in a month later and realize you've made like 40, 50 or maybe even 100 mil. There's like 100 million ways to make money in this game. Try different things, you never know what you're gonna enjoy. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to enter the Bond giveaway. If you enjoy OSRS, then one of these videos on screen might interest you. I hope you're having a good day, and until the next one, peace.